Okay. Today's topic I'm calling Eclipse Product Research Tools or Screens. And this goes with a how-to document that I wrote, which is in the T drive. Um, if you have trouble finding the T drive, reach out to me after the call and I can help you find it. Um, but that quick guide is also titled Eclipse Product Research Tools. So we're going to hit on these different screens. I'll say they're related, and you can kind of hop from one of these screens to another to see different aspects of a specific product, whether it be the product's history, the future, where it is at other branches, where it is specifically in your warehouse with bin locations, etc., etc. Okay. So the first screen, and I really like this. I think this is really one of the key kind of research screens in Eclipse, and this is inventory inquiry. Um, Most of you probably are used to going into this screen from a sales order, but you can also save it as a widget, which I have, um, because as I said earlier, from here you can see a lot of good information on products, and you can connect to other screens like the history ledger and future ledger. So I took this kind of picture from my handout, and I'll also bring up solar also. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's a real life example. So if we bring up a product, in this screen, we can see what the other branches have as far as availability if I need to get this from somebody else. In the upper right, I can see a little picture of it. I can see the price line. I can see the weight. I can see some sales history over here. Also, if you're looking for a product, now this one, of course, most of the branches have, but let's say I'm looking for a product and none of the other branches have it, and maybe I want an option other than getting it from the distribution centers, which are shown up here. Well, if you click this on-hand inquiry up here, this is going to show you throughout all of Johnstone what different branches have, with the DCs up at the top. But we're surrounded by other other Johnstone supply groups, especially in PA and Maryland. So then this screen is sorted by state. So if I scroll down to PA, I see our branches, but then mixed in with those, I see, for example, other Johnstone branches that really aren't too far away. So I'm not going into everything with procurement on this call, but I just wanted to point out that that's a pretty cool, quick way to see what other Johnstone supplies have. And from this screen, you can connect to a lot of things, some of which we'll go over in a minute: history ledger, future ledger. There's also some other choices under the maintenance menu. We will actually get to product location at the end of my presentation, but there's just a lot in here. You can also hop into cross-reference, where you get to Johnstone's online resources. You can get to Gen and JXI. Okay. Oh, so earlier I mentioned you can add this as a widget or shortcut. This one does not appear with the other common widgets. Here's what I mean. So if you go, most of the time to add widgets, you go to a blank space on your Solar desktop, right click and add widgets, and there's about, I don't know, 25 or 30 common choices here. Inventory inquiry is not one of these choices, but it's pretty easy to find. You just have to click this other tab, main menu shortcut, and then you can search for it there and add it. Okay, on to the history ledger. This is probably my number 2 screen for kind of like product research. I use this pretty frequently. So here again, we can get to this directly from a sales order or from the inventory inquiry screen, probably some other ways. And this is showing for a specific product, for a specific branch. So this condensate pump for Broomall, and it's showing everything that has happened as far as received purchase orders, processed sales orders, transfers, inventory adjustments. And something I want to point out that's kind of cool with this, with the history ledger, that can come in handy. Let me go back to solar. Sometimes when I have multiple screens open, it's like, where does it? Okay. Let me bring up another product. Actually, the same one in a different screen. Okay. So again, I can get to history ledger a couple of different ways. Two other things I wanted to point out that can come in handy. One, this show. By default, it's showing you all these different transaction types, adjustments, sales orders, transfers, purchase orders. You can filter this. So for example, if I just want to see my inventory adjustments, I can filter on that. And lo and behold, I'm just seeing inventory adjustments. Yeah, same thing, purchases. I just want to see kind of what's my pattern of buying these. What else you can do for entity? You can filter this by putting in either a customer or a vendor. Just as an easy example, I'm going to do Allentown Distribution Center, and now it's just showing me activity coming from whichever customer or vendor or other branch that I put in there. Back to my slides. Oh, something I want to point out in here. Let me see if I can get that screen back up. Let me unfilter this. So if you're kind of tracking, if you're looking at this screen and seeing the ins and outs and the on hand, notice the on hand is only reflecting what happens with stock products. So say at this point in time, I had 3 on June 6th. I sell 2, that leaves 1, but then 1 stock. But notice when I receive in the 2 as tagged, it doesn't change the on hand. So Eclipse is keeping track that I've brought in 2 as tagged, but this running on hand is only showing me the stock. It's not showing me tagged. If I had defectives or reviews or consignments in here, it also would be ignoring those as it's showing me this running on hand total. So I wanted to point that out in case you're ever trying to like research what happened with a product. Okay, Future ledger. Future ledger is similar to the history ledger, but it is showing us things that have not yet happened. So notice in my example for this product for Colmar, there is a purchase order and there is a sales order. Neither has a generation. They don't have a .001 or .002, and also the status. So this is saying this is an open purchase order. Whoops. Open purchase order, and this is a sales order that's in call when complete status. So the top of the future ledger screen has good summary info for both stock and tagged. Also shows you if you have someone bid. Similar to the history ledger, this has some cool functionality in this show filter. So let me hop back into Eclipse and I'll quickly show you two things you can do there. Let me get I'm going to change products here. Okay, so in the show only filter, two kind of cool things I think are one, I can say just show me bids with this product. See, all these sales orders are bid status. So that might come in handy. And then also this priority choice. What this is doing now, in this example, I only have one sales order, but say I had several sales orders and I wanted to see how Eclipse was allocating that product. This is showing kind of like a timestamp. It's saying on October 25th at 9:06 a.m., this product was entered on a sales order. So this sales order got the allocation for this product back then. So this can be useful, if you have a couple sales orders waiting for a product and you're trying to figure out, which sales order Eclipse is giving the product to first. That's what this shows you. And then this is when the purchase order was created. Okay, we're coming down to the end here. Line item scheduling. This is like a future ledger, but this is showing product on a specific sales order tied to a specific, how it's tied to a specific transfer or purchase order. So let me go back to my example. Oh wait, these are not tagged. New example. So if you're in a sales order that has a tagged product, see it says item has been procured. I think to have tagged it, you would have already gone to the schedule screen and hit procurement. So after the fact, after something's procured, it's going to show you in this screen which PO or transfer your sales order is tagged to. And then from here, you can click view tag order to jump into that purchase order or transfer. So now I'm in the purchase order in this example. Okay, final screen. Final screen, product location maintenance. Kind of the blurb I put here. This is a great screen to see current quantities and locations for product, and it includes all types of product, whether it's stock, defective, review, tagged, customer consignment. So in this screenshot I did for Broomall for this condenser, it's showing that we have these stocked in a couple different locations, and several of these it's showing are tagged to sales orders. So a good screen just to get a handle on where is this product exactly, and I'll say kind of what's its disposition as far as is it tagged or not, and where is it sitting in my warehouse. Okay, I'm going to unmute everybody, or give you the ability to unmute yourselves, and then we'll open it up for questions and discussion. I know I covered a lot of ground pretty quickly, but I think most of you hopefully had some familiarity with inventory inquiry, history ledger, and maybe future ledger. So again, there is a handout, a how-to document I wrote that has more detail than what I covered.